Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pensacola, Florida for the first home match of the 2024 Lady Eagles volleyball season. We are thrilled to have you in the nest tonight, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. I'm Garrett Ordway, and joining me on the commentary tonight is Carrie Ordway. We've got an exciting matchup against the Faulkner Eagles this evening. Pensacola Christian College coming off a few games already this season, but this is our first look at them here at home. We'll see some new faces this season. The Lady Eagles graduating several players from last year's team, and we'll look forward to introducing you to those here as we get started for this match in just a few minutes. We hope you'll stay tuned for this evening's match and enjoy along with us.
Welcome to the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Tonight's game is between the Faulkner University Eagles and your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the four core values of the game plan. Tonight's sports medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute and Baptist Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting tonight for Faulkner College, number 3, Ashton McCullough, number 8, Victoria Wheeler, number 10, Jalen Strength, number 11, Riley Deem, number 12, Chastity Broadhead, number 15, Allie Sear, and number 16, Hannah Bryan. The Eagles are led by Coach Tori Renda. And now the starting lineup for your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. A freshman from Heartland, Maine, number 2, Hope Brooks. A freshman from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, number 4, Helen Payton. A sophomore from Pensacola, Florida, number 9, Hannah Romero. A senior from Pensacola, Florida, number 13, Allie Whiting. A freshman from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, number 14, Lissy Metzger. A freshman from Hampton, Georgia, number 15, Sydney Anderson. And a freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 16, Megan Kinsey. The Lady Eagles are led by Coach Kaylin Oman with assistant coach Carissa Aiken.
All right, welcome to the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. I'm Garrett Ordway. Joining me tonight is Carrie Ordway. As you heard the opening lineups there, sounded like we had a lot of freshmen. There were some sophomores actually mixed in there as well, but this is a very young Lady Eagles team this season. Carrie, we graduated a few seniors last year. What does this young team need to do it's not their first game, but as we really get this season started?
Yeah, you know what's interesting about this young team? You mentioned that they're a young team. However, a lot of these starters tonight are actually sophomores. So you mentioned the senior class from last year. We did graduate quite a long-standing senior class, 4 seniors, several of whom had played for all 4 years, and definitely left a big gap to be filled. But many of these girls who are starting tonight had the opportunity all last season to play under those seniors, to even play with those seniors and begin to fill in the gap. So as they move into this year, it's really them getting the opportunity to take ownership of all of the things that they got the opportunity to observe last year.
We've got a setter stepping in, Helen Payton, with some big shoes to fill. She's shown her aptitude already, setting the single game assist record with 49 last week. They had a good weekend at the NCCAA tip-off, kickoff, I'm not sure what we call it in volleyball tournament, going 3-1 and losing a very close one in that 5th set to Bob Jones. They've got some work to do this season, but a lot of good progress even so far.
Absolutely, and we've already seen a lot of that progress on display with many of these sophomores stepping up, as well as working with a couple of new faces that we have on the court for this season. So, notably we have the freshman middle hitter, Sydney Anderson, stepping on the court this season. But then even we have Allie Whiting on the court as well, who was on the team last year, but this year we've already seen a lot more of her playing and contributing to the team.
All right, and I think they are waiting for a clock reset so that when we have a couple timeouts, we'll have that clock ready to go. And Faulkner, number 18, Riley Deem, will serve us away, and it's out. Point for the Lady Eagles. Last season we harped on the Eagles' service game and setting them off to a good start. Grace Liu will look to do that this evening.
And Grace Liu, as the sole senior on the team, or graduating senior, played all 4 years. So it seems appropriate that for this home opening match, she's the one that starts the Lady Eagles off.
Lissy Metzger, strong swing on the strong side. Liu up, Payton to Whiting. Whiting the lefty on the weak side. Tipped back, but Brooks was there. In the middle, Kinsey down on the Eagle side, still up. Metzger with the swing, it's deep and a little too deep. Point for Faulkner.
Garrett, one thing to watch about this particular team is that this is an incredibly athletic team. All of these girls, you'll see them run all over the court and just really displaying some incredible athleticism, which makes for some exciting rallies that we've already been able to see.
Lady Eagles will take every point, and there's another one, 2-1 now, early on. First action for Sydney Anderson, entering for Megan Kinsey. Hope Brooks wearing the libero jersey tonight. Back to serve that one, though, into the net. And we're getting a quick score check. First home match, ironing out all the various wrinkles.
That is the reality of a lot of early season matches. You start to get new crews in working and figuring out all those details.
Very much so. We'll knock some of the rust off on our broadcast here this evening as well.
You see the girls on the court, on both sides of the court, eagerly anticipating this play starting back up.
So is it 2-2 now, though?
These are the opportunities where you really get to see one aspect of the mental game of volleyball, very much so on display. Being able to just keep your composure through figuring out these wrinkles, figuring out even the score discrepancy, getting that accurate.
Fans still filing in here. It's a little wet outside, but dry in here, and it's filling up to watch the Lady Eagles in their first home match. Number 16, Hannah Bryan serving for Faulkner. Lou with the overpass, played here by Faulkner. Back set into the block of Sydney Anderson, but down on the Eagles side. Anderson will be a big part of setting up the Eagles defense with that strong block she's shown already this season. Lou, pass to Peyton there. And a kill by Anderson.
And that was such a strong play. Obviously a strong kill by Anderson that was set up by that good defense by Lou. And Lou did what we've seen her do so many times. You know, she had an overpass on the previous play, but then corrected, adjusted for the next play, and set her team up well.
Whiting with the serve there. Lou up high for Peyton. Back set for Whiting. Whiting, a swing from the back row there. Free ball over. Peyton. Wide for Metzger. Off the block. And down for the kill. Lissy Metzger. Undersized, but boy, can she jump. Metzger, one of the captains for this Lady Eagles squad. Good serve there by Whiting. Looks like the Lady Eagles will get a free ball. Lou to Peyton. Back set for Anderson, tipped over. Blocked. Faulkner looking to start their offense here. Tipped over. Metzger right there. Back set for Whiting, a little bit too far. Give the free ball over to Faulkner. Tipped. Allie Whiting there. Peyton up high for Metzger. Long rally here. Lady Eagles keeping their focus. For Metzger. Net violation and point for the Lady Eagles.
A net violation, but a really smart play by Metzger there. That was a rally that had gone on for quite a bit of time. And as these rallies extend, once again, it's so easy to make those simple mistakes. And then, you know, as a hitter especially, you just want to keep swinging harder and harder. Metzger showing some great discipline and choosing the smarter play.
That one into the net and back for a fourth contact. Lady Eagles with the early 6-3 lead. Whiting with another one in. Back set. The block is there. Ooh. Peyton, back set. Tight. It works out. Point Lady Eagles. And the 7-3 Lady Eagles lead here early will draw a Faulkner timeout. We'll rejoin you in just about a minute. All right, with that point, Lady Eagles lead 7-3. Whiting has done a good job serving. Carrie, what have you liked so far?
I really like the mental discipline that the somewhat younger team has demonstrated in these longer rallies. Like I already mentioned with Metzger just a minute ago, the fact that she was aware enough at the end of a long rally to be able to take a little bit off of a strong swing and instead choose a smarter, softer play that resulted in a point. That takes a certain amount of discipline and especially mental awareness too.
Another little delay here. We'll get back underway shortly. Right now we've got Whiting in the service position, Brooks the libero, Lou joining her as the defensive specialist in the back row. We saw a couple swings from Whiting on that weak side from the back row, looking to use her in an offensive way. Last season we saw a lot of Grace Lou swinging out of the back row effectively also. Lots of options for the Lady Eagles. Another good one from Whiting. This one up, the block's there. Whiting, Peyton, this one for Metzger, tight. Tooled the block. Metzger effective on that front row. Hitting on the strong side, joined by the freshman Sydney Anderson in the middle, and Helen Peyton running the offense as the setter. Brooks with good position. Metzger tips wide, handled by Faulkner. Big swing, Lou is there. Metzger left-handed. They get the free ball, and they score. Whiting back to serve. It's up and over. A good one. Leads to an Eagles point. You don't get the ace there, but Faulkner never mounted an offense. 10-3. Early Lady Eagles lead. Skims the tape and just goes wide.
You know, you like the idea behind that service placement, especially compared to where she had been placing the previous serves. It was a good thought.
Ashton McCuller, libero for Faulkner, back to serve. Brooks takes it, Pellin. Anderson just misses.
And once again, that's another one of those. That was a great play. That was a great thought by Anderson. Once again, thinking about it being early in the season, working out some of those wrinkles.
And certainly, you know, Helen Peyton either working with freshmen or second-year players, as we see a great swing there. They have to get used, the returning players have to get used to a new setter.
Mm-hmm.
Some slightly different rhythms, changing setters. We see Hannah Romero for the first time. As Metzger goes back to serve. Faulkner, a swing there, Metzger up, Peyton, right there for Anderson, deep, handled by Faulkner, into the net, point Pensacola.
It will be interesting to see how Faulkner adjusts as this match continues. It seems like they are experiencing a lot of these early season hiccups in their own play. If they're able to adjust and work out some of those unforced errors that they're making, they're going to put up a bit more of a formidable offense for the Eagles to deal with.
Off the block of Romero, then the hands of Metzger. Point for Faulkner. It'll send Ellie Sear back to serve. Metzger, Whiting, and Brooks await the serve. It's Brooks up high to Peyton. Back row attack for Metzger. Wide and out. Point for the Lady Eagles. We've seen Peyton utilize that weak side back row attack a couple times with Whiting, and now we see Metzger.
And that's a great option. Peyton really has a lot of hitting options available to her, and the Eagles' defense has been doing such a good job of actually letting her have all of those hitting options available to her.
Back row attack blocked by Kinsey. Up high, we'll have another attack here. Anderson was there, but it goes to a point for Faulkner. She'll sub out, and Brooks, as the libero, will come back in. Jalen Strength serving for Faulkner. Metzger to Peyton. Up high for Romero. Tipped. Metzger. Romero. Smart attack there. That one goes out. Looking for a touch. None awarded. Lady Eagles point. And the setter, Helen Peyton, will head back to serve. Little deep there.
One thing that we've seen from the Eagles serving so far this season, we've seen a lot of strong serving, and really we haven't seen that much of an increase in their service errors either, and that's been encouraging to watch.
An error there from Faulkner. And it will send Grace Liu back to serve. She enters for Hannah Romero. It pushes a front row, Metzger, Whiting, and Megan Kinsey in the middle. And a net violation. Looks like Megan Kinsey might have contacted there. (15-9), though, the Lady Eagles still lead here in this first set. Mandy Hart back to serve for Faulkner. Brooks to Peyton. Back set for Kinsey. Blocked. Up. Still up. Kinsey there in the middle. Brooks up high for Peyton. Whiting off some hands. Setters out. Metzger blocked and down. Point Faulkner.
Despite the outcome of that particular play, the Lady Eagles have such strong defense this season.
Up high for Metzger. Off some hands. Faulkner with the dig. Off the block. Kinsey. We see that block again from the Lady Eagles. Unable to turn that into an attack. And Faulkner closes the gap. Short, Metzger, up high. In the middle for Kinsey, and she scores. Quick attack there from the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, that was a smart play, a really purposeful play too, which is important after you've had a string of errors like that for the Eagles to be able to buckle down, execute that play.
Brooks with the serve. Out wide. Off some hands. Great play by Lou. Metzger. Wide for Whiting. Free ball, though. And Faulkner will look to set up their attack. Blocked by Metzger. Faulkner. Dug there by Metzger off the block. Allie Whiting, strong swing, tooling the block. And she scores. All three hitting options here for the setter, Helen Peyton, as she comes from the back row. Brooks, strong serve. Handled by Faulkner. And then to Peyton.
That's one of those, as a defense player, you're relying on your block to really help you out with that one. That was a strong swing from Faulkner.
(17-12), Lady Eagles lead. Metzger up high. Back to her. And she gets the kill. The give and go. You can see Peyton having multiple options there. The block of Faulkner a little late, guarding against a strong middle hitter in Sydney Anderson.
Yeah, the defense has been giving Peyton so many options, hitting options available to her with their good passes, and that's really kept Faulkner's block on their toes because Peyton's been doing an excellent job of switching up her hitting options.
Metzger, another one. Lady Eagles lead 19-12.
It's always a delicate balance as a setter. You know, you want to keep hitting or mixing up your hitting options, but when you have a hot hitter, you want to keep giving it to her.
Peyton up and Anderson in the net there.
And, you know, you don't like to see these unforced errors in the net, but at the same time, you appreciate that these players are aggressive in their play at the net that results in that error.
Lady Eagles receiving, leading 19-13. Lou to Peyton. In the middle for Anderson. Just a little long. That quick set.
Quick set a little bit low for Anderson, but once again, this team, you see them communicating so well. Immediately after that, you see Peyton and Anderson come together and talk through what had happened on that play.
Up high for Metzger. Left-handed. Oop. And an unforced error there leads to a Lady Eagles point. Now, in talking with Coach Oman, she mentioned the early season, even practices have been really competitive for the Lady Eagles. This team wants to win.
Yeah.
And so maybe we're seeing a little bit more of a prepared Eagles team here earlier in the year because of that competition. Up high.
And you see Anderson come off the net, kind of shaking her head at that one. She was there, but as a solo block, couldn't quite get to that strong of a hit.
I said up high, a low, quick set there for the middle hitter to put down. Brooks up high for Peyton. This one for Romero. And we have a stoppage in play, and Romero with the injury will take a quick timeout as well. All right, and an unfortunate attack there from Hannah Romero, and she's being seen to by the training staff. Michaela Kinney enters the game for Romero. Number 20 seeing her first action, and both teams will attempt to reset here after, a really unfortunate reality of sports.
Michaela Kinney, though, seeing her check in, junior, one of the juniors on the team, someone who's had quite a bit of experience playing for the Eagles. That's who you want to have ready to step into a position like that.
Sydney Anderson back to serve. And mistimed attack there leads to a point for the Lady Eagles. 22-15. We played these sets to 25. Lady Eagles closing in. as Anderson heads back to serve. In the middle, Megan Kinsey goes on two. Tipped back. Up high, Metzger from the back row. Faulkner sets up their attack. And the ball is down, point for Faulkner. Peyton, Kinney, and Kinsey.
I was getting ready to say this is
in the
always one
front
of
row.
our favorite front row lineups when we have Kinney and Kinsey next to each other.
And that one finds the corner.
That's one of those that Kinsey, as soon as she hit it, she knew it wasn't quite the contact that she wanted, but able to get
We
that
take the
in
point.
the bounds. Yep.
23-16. The setter, Peyton, will head back to serve. Strong serve. Faulkner sets their attack up. And that one finds the court.
That was a strong hit from Faulkner. That set was really far outside, so ladies' defense expecting that to cut cross. The hitter able to get that closer
Through
to
the
down the
block.
line a
Yep.
little bit.
Yep. Brooks on the line, Metzger in the middle, split those two in the back. Anna Prem serving for Faulkner. Metzger to Peyton. And that one, Kinney blocked, and it leads to a point for Faulkner. Allie Whiting in the front row. Metzger for Peyton. Outside. And point for the Lady Eagles. Strong swing there from Whiting. She's in the strong side, but as a lefty, that's a bit out of her particular position typically. 24-18. We've reached set point. And Captain Grace Liu is back there to try to win it for the Lady Eagles. Tight. Ooh, dug there by Brooks. Just out of the reach of the setter. (24-19). Lady Eagles will have a chance at the first offense here. Peyton wide for Metzger. She's been on fire, but just blocked by Faulkner there.
Here at the end of this set, it will be important that the Lady Eagles turn this tide a little bit. Try to end this set on a high note to carry some momentum into the following set.
Lou Peyton back set for Whiting, tipped over. Handled by Faulkner, back set. And deep, looking for the touch, none given. And it's a point to finish out the first set for the Lady Eagles. 25-20, first set victory. We'll take a brief timeout and rejoin you for set number 2. All right, welcome back to the Nest. I'm Garrett Ordway, joined by Carrie Ordway, and we witnessed a 25-20 first set victory for the Lady Eagles. What stood out to you in that first set, Carrie?
Thinking about that first set, we talked about this, but really the mental discipline that this somewhat younger team has shown, this team that they really don't have that many reps together. This isn't a team that's played together for years and years, which is a little bit different for those of us who have been watching Eagles volleyball for years now, because the last 4 years of Eagles volleyball have been really dominated by a really strong class that graduated last year. So getting to see these new faces on the court has been really exciting, to see them step up and seeing what they're uniquely contributing to the team.
Helen Payton getting the service game started for the Lady Eagles. And the block there twice for the Lady Eagles, but that one off the hands and out. Point for Faulkner. Lady Eagles avoided service errors, avoided attack errors there in the first set. They'll look to keep that going here in this second set.
As we look toward the second set, I will be watching to see Faulkner. I anticipate that they're going to clean up many of those unforced errors that they had in their first set. And I would expect to see this set be a little bit more competitive throughout the set than what the last set was. You know, for much of the first set, the Eagles had a pretty healthy lead. The set ended at 25-20, so Faulkner was already starting to clean up some of those errors.
See a couple early errors here from the Lady Eagles that they had avoided in that first set. Just 4 attack errors for the Lady Eagles in the first set and 2 right off the bat here.
Volleyball is so often such a game of consistency. It's so often the team that can outlast the other team.
Kinsey tools the block for a point there, though. Lou will enter for Kinney, and she'll head back to serve. Deep serve handled by Faulkner. Setting up the attack down the line. Up high for Payton. Metzger with a good block. I'm sorry, with a good swing. In the middle now for Kinsey, and she scores. That full swing but off-speed attack by Kinsey has worked a few times this evening.
Yeah, and one thing that I really liked about watching that previous play is, you know, after the first hitting attempt by Metzger, Kinsey was calling for that. She saw an opportunity to make a play, and so she immediately began calling it, working with Payton to get that point.
Strong side attack off the block and handled by Lou. A roll. Still up. Free ball. Payton in the middle. For Kinsey. Touched but handled by Faulkner. Whiting there. Payton up high for Whiting. Free ball. Faulkner now setting up their offense. Strong side attack off the block of Whiting and down. Eagles couldn't quite get maybe the swing they wanted in that sequence, and Faulkner leads 4-2.
We're starting to see Faulkner's block catching up a little bit. They're getting into position, more on speed, holding the Lady Eagles hitters a little bit more accountable.
Wide for Metzger, and that one's down for a point. They might have. That's too bad. I think they called a net violation. You like to see Metzger get credit for that kill.
Yeah, that's happened several times throughout the match so far. Some of those stats taken away by some net violations.
Oh, and there's one of those unforced errors that separated the Lady Eagles in that first set from Faulkner. You know, we're not playing for stats here. We're playing for the victory, but these Lady Eagles this season have been impressive, leading the NCCAA in several categories. Wide for Metzger. Dug up there by Faulkner. Oh, and there's a net violation from the Lady Eagles. Big swing on the outside from Melissa Rudolph. Anna Prem will head back to serve. Handled by Lou. Peyton gets it to Metzger. That one dug up by Faulkner. Wide, cut. Handled, though, by the Lady Eagles. Whiting off the block. And, okay, we had a touch signaled first down the Lady Eagles side. Changed to an out call. Was a point for the Lady Eagles. And Whiting will head back to serve.
You know, it's really obvious to see Metzger's impact with her hitting. However, her defensive reads have been really sharp so far this set, especially on that last play. She very adeptly read that cross-court swing, that sharp cross-court.
Up high joust, won by the Lady Eagles. Faulkner, though, will put it over. And that one, a double contact. Point for the Lady Eagles. Now that rule has been changed, but if the ball goes over off of a poor contact, we'll still see that whistled as a double contact. Up high, in the middle. Anderson there, but around the block, point for Faulkner. Lady Eagles had taken a 6-5 lead, but retied now 6-6.
That is a major rule change that's been adopted by various organizations for this season, that for people who have been accustomed to watching games called so tightly in regards to double contacts, it's a little bit jarring to see some of these contacts that are permissible under the new rules.
Right, on that second contact from the setter, or to me it really opens up, if the setter's out of a play, a front row player who might not have the same skill as a setter can go up with two hands and set to one of their own team without fear.
Yeah, a front row player or a back row player even.
Right.
A lot of times we'll see that libero step in times where you would have seen them take a forearm pass. I think we'll see them take an above head pass instead.
Overhead pass is still, I believe, illegal for the libero in front of the 8-foot line, attack line. But it might look a little different at points this year. That one didn't get over. Point forward, Lady Eagles. They've taken now an 8-6 lead off of some strong play. One thing I kind of noticed early in the set was the passes weren't quite giving Peyton all of her options, making it easier for the Faulkner block to be there. Oh, and I believe Peyton in the net there. How challenging is it for that defensive player to get that pass just right on the good spot?
Oh yeah, I mean that's that's what makes that position difficult, especially the stronger, obviously, hitter that you go against. Your block is going to play such a huge role in that as a back row defensive player.
Metzger with the strong swing and not handled there by Faulkner. Cleanly, point for the Lady Eagles. A tight second set here, 9-7 as Megan Kinsey re-enters. Sydney Anderson back to serve. The impressive freshman leads the nation in blocks per set for NCCAA D2. Back set, off the block, handled by Peyton. Anderson ends up giving the free ball. Off the block of Peyton. Peyton there for Kinsey, deep, and point for the Lady Eagles. That was one where maybe Sydney Anderson could have gone to the overhead, but maybe not being used to the new rules. You know, a well-coached front row player knows to use the forearms, but maybe that adjustment will lead to some additional points this year. All right, Anderson for Peyton. Kinsey, that one they did not rule a touch, and so 4 contacts for the Lady Eagles. Gives a point to Faulkner. Brooks, Metzger, Whiting in the back row. Kinsey, Kinney, and Peyton in the front row for the Lady Eagles. Big swing. Finds any hands? No. Point for Faulkner.
And once again, like I mentioned in the first set, you see that immediate communication between Kinsey and then Peyton talking through what happened so that they can adjust that for the next plays.
tried the short serve but didn't get over. And point goes to the Lady Eagles. Helen Payton leading NCCA 82 in total assists and assists per set with the serve, but point for Faulkner.
And once again, thinking about this group that's on the court now, following in the footsteps of that senior class that graduated last year. You mentioned Peyton leading in sets. Well, she's following in the footsteps of Kenzie Faulkner, who currently holds the #1 total assist record for the Eagles all time. And when you think about a player's rookie season, to put it that way, last year Peyton was able to watch Faulkner add to that assist total and really glean a lot of good information, good experience watching, and contributing herself throughout the season.
And a fourth contact there by Faulkner leads to a point for the Lady Eagles. Lou back to serve. 12-11, a tight second set here. Strong side attack, strong attack from Faulkner. Good position, but unable to get it to the setter there were the Lady Eagles.
Lou wasn't quite able to get that one up, but I'm so excited to watch Lou throughout the season. She's played for the Eagles for 4 years and has contributed in so many different ways throughout the years that she's played on this team in different positions at different times. And she's really settled into being such a strong leader on the team, you know, settling into that role even last year and this year as a captain on the team. I think she's going to be a great presence for the team throughout the season.
Really good serve there by the libero Brooks. Leads to an attack from Metzger, and she gets the kill. High over that block, finding a home on the line. And the Lady Eagles, about halfway through this second set, lead 14-12. Timeout, Faulkner. All right, the Lady Eagles having won set one, 25-20, hold a 14-12 lead here in this second set. Hope Brooks, the libero, back to serve. Carrie, what do the Lady Eagles need to do to pull away here in this second set?
Well, we saw Faulkner call that timeout, and when you have a team call a timeout when they're down a little bit, they're calling that timeout for a reason, and one of those reasons is they're hoping that what just happened. So being able to rein in the mental part of this game, breaking it down to the fundamentals, coming back with a few strong plays, getting themselves settled, and then doing what they demonstrated that they could do in the first set to finish out this set. Coming out of that timeout, we saw Faulkner receiving a lot of strong instruction from their coach, asking them to adjust some of the things that have resulted in their current position. So we'll also have to watch out for Faulkner adjusting those things.
Good kill there by the freshman, Sydney Anderson. Filling big shoes from Allie McGwirt, a senior that graduated last year. McGwirt holding some program records as well.
Yeah.
Big attack there from Faulkner. Splits the block. Point for those Eagles.
You know, especially coming onto the team as an incoming freshman, Sydney Anderson has a lot to adjust to as she begins to play. And one of the things that is most difficult to adjust to as you level up and play is the difference in the pace of play. The game just speeds up so much more as you increase each level, and that takes some adjusting to get used to. And timing, of course, being so important as a blocker.
Handled by Lou. Up for Peyton, wide for Metzger. Tipped but handled by Faulkner. Back set. Blocked. Up high. This one on the right side. Off the block. Still in play. Gotta come over. Brooks does it. In the middle. Just down in front of the back row. Faulkner having some effective attack out of the middle. Keck with the kill there.
Faulkner leading for, if not the first time, close to the first time throughout the game so far. It'll be important for the Lady Eagles to stop this tide, this momentum right now.
Low. Peyton ends up going and gets the kill. Rare kill from Peyton and assist there from Anderson, reversing the roles on that front row.
And those are the plays that you're always happy to get the points from those no matter what, but those are the plays that you expect to see the Eagles clean up and sharpen throughout the season, be a little bit more purposeful with those.
Good serve there by Metzger. And blocked!
A strong block by Anderson getting her hands on those, but very much so supported by Kinney coming in from the outside, presenting quite a formidable presence at the net for Faulkner to contend with.
(17-16). Back and forth, Metzger into the net. We've seen a few more service errors from the Lady Eagles this set.
And you want to see these strong serves that the Lady Eagles have been doing, but you want to find that sweet spot of not sacrificing those unforced error points for the strength of those serves.
Jalen Strength serving. Metzger up to Peyton. There for Anderson. She pushes it deep. Tight. Any hands? Yes. Off of Kinney and point for Faulkner. Back and forth we go. One sizable run will probably decide this second set. The Lady Eagles will look to take it back right here. Whiting up high for Peyton. There it is for Kinney. And she finds the court.
What a great spot for Kinney to hit a good target.
Looked like the block was mistimed from Faulkner a bit.
Took advantage of that and placed that right in the middle of the court that the block was supposed to cover.
You know, they've done a good job limiting their unforced errors on swings as we've gotten further into this second set. Tight. They'll have to go across. Kinney. Good attack there, but handled by Faulkner. Down the line and just long. Lady Eagles taking the lead. Anderson allows Faulkner to retie it with that serve in the net. And it'll send Ashton McCullough, the libero for Faulkner, back to serve. She'll await the signal. And looking to place this one. Brooks to Peyton. All of her options. A back row attack mistimed for Metzger.
And this is one of those, we're seeing several of these unforced errors, but really spread among all the players that are on the court right now. And this is where you really just want to make sure that you're stepping in there and getting a few solid plays in.
Peyton to Kinney. Ooh. Looked like she wanted to go with two hands and mistouched that one. Faulkner using the run here. And Coach Oman will call the timeout. We'll rejoin you in just a minute. All right, the Lady Eagles will look to come out of this timeout trailing 19-21 and earn a few points nearing the end of this second set. Deep, Metzger to Peyton. Back set, Kinsey. Good swing, but handled by Faulkner. Pushed long, handled by Metzger. Peyton, wide for Kinney. Blocked, but Brooks was there. Peyton in the middle for Kinsey. Handled by Faulkner's libero. Up high, off the net. Whiting was there. Metzger, wide to Kinney. She'll attack, deep but handled by Faulkner. In the middle, mistouched, but ends up off the hands of Faulkner. Point, Lady Eagles. What'd you see coming out of that timeout?
That was such a pivotal point, and both teams recognized that as the PCC Eagles, they needed that point. They wanted that point to shift the momentum. Faulkner equally recognizing the gravity of that particular point here at this point in the set.
It'll send the setter Peyton back to serve. Up high. Little bit out of sequence here for Faulkner. Metzger up high for Peyton. Metzger puts it into the net, and Faulkner takes a 22-20 lead. Both teams unable to get an in-system swing, and it'll send Mandy Hart back to serve. Gets the signal. And Metzger to Peyton, wide for Whiting. Oh, and off the block, Faulkner scores. Peyton coming from the back row. Up high, Whiting gives the free ball and switches sides with Kinney. Up high, and Faulkner scores. They've earned set point 24-20.
And you saw Faulkner take advantage of the Eagles being out of system there, exactly what they would want to do with that point.
And Lady Eagles unable to finish that set the way they wanted to. Faulkner ties 1-1. We'll take a little bit of an extended break before this third set and rejoin you in a few minutes.
Eagle fans, today we will have 4 contestants competing in a balloon keep-up challenge, but there's a twist. They all have pool noodles that can play offense or defense with that pool noodle. Competing, I have Harrison, Tanner, Chase, and Nash. You guys will have 60 seconds on my count. 3, 2, 1, go. Nash is eliminated. Tanner is also eliminated. Jason Limit. Harrison is our winner. Congratulations to him. Let's go Eagles.
All right, we are back for set three. 25-20 the scores in both first and second set. One for the Lady Eagles, one for Faulkner. Carrie, what'd you see in that second set that the Lady Eagles need to clean up in this third one?
You know, we did what I anticipated. We saw what I anticipated, that Faulkner cleaned up a lot of the mistakes that they had made in the first set. Faulkner began applying a lot more pressure because they had been, because they did clean up a lot of those mistakes. And in applying that extra pressure, they forced a lot of unforced errors from the Lady Eagles, the PCC Eagles. So looking at the stats from the two sets, from the first set to the second set, we see a lot more of those hitting errors, serving errors for the Lady Eagles. So I think the story of this third set will then be, will the Lady Eagles be able to now readjust, overcome some of those unforced errors that they had in the second set.
Right, and we'll get this third set underway here. Kinney, Peyton, Kinsey in the front row. Brooks, Metzger, Whiting in the back row for the Lady Eagles. But it'll be Faulkner to serve first. Metzger gives Peyton all of her options. She decides to go middle. And that one over. Kinsey there. Peyton, back row for Brooks. Good swing by her. Right side, dug up by Peyton, but Kinsey unable to quite get the second.
Another thing we should be looking for as the match progresses is players are getting more tired, especially at this point early in the season. You know, we'll see a test of their conditioning to see if we see those errors increase as each team gets a little bit more tired.
Kinney from the right side gets the kill. These Lady Eagles did play a 5-setter against Bob Jones, so they do have the experience of being deeper into a match. Grace Liu with the serve. Deep and too deep. Point for Faulkner. Liu's first service error, but the 8th for PCC this evening. Brooks up to Peyton, a bit wide. Whiting on that right side, hits it long.
We'll also look to see the Lady Eagles using these out-of-system plays more. You know, of course you would like to be in system every single attack, but that's not the reality of the game. So taking advantage of even those out-of-system plays.
Metzger with the swing a little long there. Lady Eagles off to a slow start here in set number 3. We saw them start slowly in set 2 as well. It was a competitive set right till the end. Metzger to Peyton, back set for Whiting. She tips this one long, handled though by Faulkner. Faulkner's right side there. Brooks and Liu both got a hand, but unable to mount an offense. Coach Oman with some instructions. Faulkner with the early 5-1 lead. Brooks up high for Peyton. Wide for Metzger with the swing down the line, handled by Faulkner. Tight. Liu, Peyton puts it over. And as it went over, that double contact is whistled by the official. Peyton up high for Whiting. Rolled over. Deep but handled by Liu. Peyton to Metzger. Faulkner ready for that one. Rolled over. Brooks to Peyton. Kinsey with the block, tool off the block. She exits for Anderson. Brooks with the strong serve. Faulkner out of system. And that one, I have a line judge flag up, but play goes on. And that one off the block and down. Point for Faulkner.
Faulkner's been doing a really good job of applying pressure to the same players. You've seen them target Metzger time and time again on these serves.
Liu to Peyton. Metzger on the attack. Off the block, but Brooks was there. Metzger again, that time off the tape. And it'll be a free ball for the Eagles. They look to get in system. Peyton high for Anderson. Off the block. And just misses the line. Point for Faulkner.
You know, that was one of those, the block, PCC's block was certainly in position. It's going to be more of a hand positioning, getting all of those factors in line.
Metzger, high for Peyton. Anderson blocked. Madison Martin there for Faulkner. And with that early deficit, the Lady Eagles will take a timeout. All right, the Lady Eagles using all 60 seconds of that timeout. Both some instructions and just a deep breath here as we settle into this third set. Metzger up high. Brooks back to Metzger. Free ball. Handled by Faulkner. On the right side. Deep and too deep. Point Pensacola Christian.
Certainly the outcome you want coming out of a timeout.
Whiting to serve. She had a long run of serves in the first set. On this side, we'll see if she can start that again. Blocked by Anderson. Big solo block there in the middle. Good serve from Whiting. To the outside. Handled by Pensacola Christian. Metzger. Big swing and she scores. Lady Eagles scoring quickly out of this timeout. Ooh, good serve there, but Faulkner able to be in system. Thrown over. Back set. Off the block, but scored for Faulkner. (10-5) Faulkner leads. And it'll be Ellie Sear to serve for Faulkner. Brooks to Peyton. Close to the official stand. And Peyton unable to get it to an attacker. Lady Eagles the beneficiary there. You know, how is a defensive player affected by just the fatigue of going on? Harder to get down, lack of focus. What are the things you're looking to overcome?
Yeah, it requires so much mental awareness to be able to just time after time after time be reading those hits. So there's definitely the mental component to it. Also the physical component of moving your feet. So much of defense is reactionary. It's just that muscle memory of all the reps that you've put in across months of practice of those reading. But as you get tired, that muscle memory gets a little bit slower. So you're contending against that. Even just communication. Communication gets a little bit more difficult the more tired you are.
Olivia Boyd entered the game and got her first attack off. Faulkner, though, handled it and ended up scoring the point. Metzger up to Peyton in the middle. Anderson. Back row attack from Faulkner. Anderson gets the kill.
Boyd, one of the 2 freshmen picked up by PCC this season. Seeing a strong presence there on the outside from the get-go.
The other freshman, Sydney Anderson, back to serve. Tight. Big swing, though, by Faulkner. Well done by the Faulkner setter. And 14-7, the Lady Eagles trail in this third set. Boyd, Brooks. Boyd ends up with the swing there. In the middle, blocked by Kinsey.
Great read by Kinsey there. And you know, one of the realities of coming in and joining a new team is figuring out the communication between different players. And we're seeing that in real time on the court now with Boyd figuring out some of those positions with players. And that's something that actually the Eagles have been doing really well throughout the night, and I haven't commented on it yet, but I've been thinking about it, that especially the back row, the different players that have been on back row have done a great job of communicating with each other.
Whiting up high to Boyd. Good swing there. Right side attack. Oh, it goes off the tape. Whiting looked to be in good position until the net redirected that one. And Faulkner scores. Boyd, Kinsey, and Whiting in the front row. Peyton, Brooks, Metzger in the back row. Metzger with the pass there. Partially blocked. Still up for Faulkner. The free ball comes over. Brooks to Peyton. They'll look to be in system here. Whiting goes with the tip and scores.
Brooks did a really great job of reading those plays defensively, kept the ball alive for her team to make those plays.
And
And
Boyd,
you've seen Brooks just move all over the court.
that was one of our topics off the bat, an athletic team that they don't like it when a ball hits the floor on their side. In the middle, Kinsey a tick late, ball still up, but now down point for Faulkner. And we've got maybe a towel. Okay. No, we expected Faulkner to be a strong opponent, and as they've cleaned up some of their own errors, the Lady Eagles looking to rise here to the occasion in this third set.
PCC and Faulkner have met up a number of times over the course of their history, but it's been a number of years since they have met up. I think 7, in fact.
Just wide. Metzger, sure there was a touch, but if you watch any of the games on television, we have no replay available to us here in the nest.
I think any hitter is sure that there's always a touch too. So.
(17-10). The Lady Eagles look to narrow this deficit as Hope Brooks heads back to serve.
Brooks has consistently been providing the Eagles with really strong, purposeful serves.
There she is digging that. Anderson in the middle. Just up there, free ball over. Setting up the offense. Wide for Metzger. Big swing, and she gets the kill. Now, we mentioned the Lady Eagles tired Faulkner. Maybe a step slow there as well. Brooks with the deep serve, handled by Faulkner. Strong. Boy, good dig.
Yeah, absolutely good dig, and you can see Peyton's frustration there a little bit. You know, she had that beautiful dig, but recognizing that those mistakes at the net do happen.
Deep Metzger. You know, they're challenging Metzger, but I think she's risen really well tonight. Made some great passes off that serve receive.
Yeah, absolutely. And serve receive has been something that the Eagles have been focusing on throughout the course of the last games, and I know that was a focus for this game as well.
Being able to give your first offense a real chance is so crucial at this level. Thrown deep, handled though. Peyton up for Whiting. She gets the back row attack. Back set, off the tape. Looking for maybe off the antenna there, but not given. And still in play. No lift called there, so we play on. That one wide, and point for the Lady Eagles. Well, maybe a couple of calls could have been made there, but none was.
You know, I want to take a second here to acknowledge the work that Peyton's been doing throughout this match so far. With a setter playing a 5-1, it's easy to take for granted that she's involved in every single play that's happening. And she has just done an incredible job so far of setting up her team, making smart plays, and really being really consistent in that position as setter.
She gets another assist there to Metzger.
Yep, another assist, and she's been really consistent.
Back set. The block was there, but it went down. Point for Faulkner. Lady Eagles had narrowed the gap a bit.
As a setter playing a 5-1, you know, one of the advantages is the continuity it gives your setter. You're on the court the entire game. You don't have to deal with that coming out and coming off the court and coming back in. The disadvantage, of course, is that it is exhausting to play all the way around, to be in that commanding position, that setter position, calling those plays time after time.
Oh! Anderson read the overpass and just...
She was there. She was there, ready to make the play. A little bit of a mistouch of the hands with the ball coming down on the Eagle side.
Oh, the look of frustration. She'll look to get this one back quickly. Tight. Peyton goes over. Oh.
A smart play.
A play she saw Faulkner make so many times. Faulkner known for her over on two. Peyton will find the touch on that, but we'll take a timeout here by the Lady Eagles. Okay, 21-14, the Lady Eagles trail in this third set. We are tied at a set apiece. And it'll be Faulkner to serve. The Lady Eagles have used both of their timeouts in this third set, so we'll look for them to... Oh, and Lou with the missed touch there. Strong deep serve by Faulkner. 22-14, a large deficit to overcome in this third set, but Carrie, they'd love to get some at least momentum built up for this as this game continues. Metzger tools the block. And it'll be Boyd entering the front row for Lou. Metzger with a good serve, handled by Faulkner. Oh, and a useful touch there from Faulkner.
Brooks reading that well, just not quite able to get there in time to get under it.
Kind of an awkward set from Faulkner in between the middle and outside hitter. But it works out for them, and they lead 23-15. Whiting up for Peyton. Boyd with the swing, blocked, but she gets it back up. Anderson decides to go on two, but it's into the net, and Faulkner has reached set point.
Great job for Boyd defending that block. That's something that you want to be instinctual to hitters, but it's not instinctual. It's something that you have to practice quite a bit.
Up high, Anderson with the kill. Dug over, and so the Lady Eagles will set up offense again. Anderson again off the touch of Faulkner, and point for the Lady Eagles.
Once again, thinking about Peyton and her play calling, just making every single call. What a smart couple of plays there, too. Anderson had missed that previous hit in the previous play, but to go right back to her and establish that confidence immediately.
In the middle for Kinsey, and she finds the corner. Good block there in the center by Kinsey. Excellent recognition by Boyd off the block there.
Yeah. I think these are really smart plays by Peyton to be going to her middle hitters right now.
Ooh, and wide there from Anderson. That'll take us to the conclusion of this third set. 25-17, Faulkner wins it. Stay tuned, we've got at least one more set coming up, the fourth set, when we come back. We are getting ready for the fourth set here in the nest. Faulkner leads Pensacola Christian 2-1. The Lady Eagles won the first set 25-20. What do you look for them to get back to here to recapture some of that this victory in the fourth set?
So one thing that's absolutely fundamental that we saw the Eagles have a lot of success with, especially in the first set, is their defense. And their defense has been strong throughout all three sets that we've seen so far, but that's going to be foundational to anything else they do, so making sure they maintain that good defensive base. But I think then it's going to come down to our hitting. We had a lot of unforced errors with hitting. Part of that is resulting from the increased pressure that Faulkner's block is putting. Part of it is, I'm sure, because of some tiredness and fatigue that they're experiencing here as the match progresses. But tightening up those hits, going back to the fundamentals of making smart plays.
All right, the first point of this set goes for the Lady Eagles. Lou up and over. Oop, out of system. Free ball over. Lady Eagles will look to set up their offense. Back set, Kinsey. And down.
Especially when you have these out-of-system plays by a skilled team like Faulkner, Lady Eagles need to be sure to take advantage of those out-of-system plays. You're not guaranteed them too often. And they might have a free ball coming over.
Deep, taken by Faulkner. Back set on the right side, down in front of the Lady Eagles. Mandy Hart enters for re-keck for Faulkner. And Hart will head back to serve. Brooks up to Peyton. There for Metzger. Handled, though, by Faulkner. Off the roll, just off Kinsey's hands. Metzger. Peyton. Back set for Whiting. Into the block, point for Faulkner. Peyton to Metzger. Off the block. Still an attack here for the Lady Eagles. Handled by Faulkner. In the middle. Rolled over. Up high. Brooks to Whiting. Rolled over. Faulkner to the right side. Still up, but now down. Point for Faulkner. Pensacola Christian unable to get in system due to some strong attacks by Faulkner. (4-2). The last couple sets 2 and 3, Faulkner took an early lead that they really never relinquished. This time a net violation gives the Lady Eagles the point. Good job stopping that run quickly. Anderson enters for Kinsey, and it'll put the libero Brooks back to serve. Foot fault? Unfortunate. Great serve there by Brooks.
And, of course, that's an unusual error for her to have. But I think, once again, attesting to the effort that these ladies have been putting in throughout the course of this match.
Metzger, Peyton, back set for Anderson. Good swing. Still up, but now out of play. And it's point for Pensacola Christian.
Valiant effort on the side of Faulkner to keep that ball in play.
And it'll be Whiting with the serve. Faulkner in system. Whiting with the dig. Lou over to Metzger. And she scores! the gritty play you want to see out of this young Lady Eagles team earns them the point. 5-5. Faulkner, free ball. Lady Eagles look to use this one. Anderson tips it as the libero charged forward.
And that's the type of smart play that I was talking about before. Shows great court awareness on the part of Anderson. She didn't need to swing hard to get that kill, being aware of where those holes are in the opponent's side.
Lefty Whiting with the ace. Let's see, that is her second ace of the match. With Pensacola Christian taking the 7-5 lead, Faulkner will take a timeout. All right, and we are out of this timeout. Lady Eagles leading 7-5. Whiting, unperturbed by that timeout, puts a good serve in. Oh, deep. Brooks decides to play it. Lou up high for Metzger. Good swing, handled by Faulkner. Tight, pushed over. Peyton back for Brooks. Whiting with the swing. Faulkner in system now. On the right side, high off some hands. Lou gets it to Peyton. Up high, Whiting ends up giving the free ball. Outside attack. Hannah Bryan with the kill. Victoria Wheeler will exit for Faulkner. Madison Martin enters. Peyton up for Metzger. Peyton wide. Oh, I'm sorry. In the middle there was Anderson, and she gets the kill. Boyd will enter for Lou. Dug up by Faulkner. A free ball goes over. Brooks gets it to Peyton. There it is for Boyd. Tipped over, handled by Faulkner. Tipped deep. Whiting coming up, gets it. Anderson decides to go with the roll and manages to score.
Sometimes it's those little rolls that are more of an afterthought. They're just off speed enough and just unexpected enough that it makes it really difficult to read them as a defensive player.
And a smart play avoiding the error.
Yeah.
Right, avoiding the unforced error of trying to do something more than you should. And the Lady Eagles lead 9-6. Metzger with a strong serve, handled by Faulkner. In the middle. Anderson there, but it just gets past Whiting. Ellie Sear to serve. Dug up, Peyton, back set for Metzger. Out of the back row, handled though by Faulkner. Up high, and off the hands of Whiting. 9-8 now, 10-8. The Lady Eagles lead in this fourth set. Looking to extend it to a fifth set. Sydney Anderson will serve. Dipping serve as it crossed the net. Handled though, but wide. Freshman Anderson with a good serve down the line. Pushed wide and around the antenna on the attack there. The Lady Eagles lead 12-8.
As the match has progressed, it's been becoming more uncommon to see Faulkner string together these errors. The Lady Eagles need to make sure they take advantage of this opportunity for as long as they can.
Point there as Kinsey won the joust. Mandy Hart enters for Rekek, and they'll try to get into position. And Anderson will serve. Oh, a good one dug up though by Faulkner. Whiting up to Peyton in system. Boyd with the attack. Dug up there, Peyton. Anderson. Peyton with the attack. Oh, but blocked. Good timing there by Martin. (13-9) the advantage for the Lady Eagles. Dug up by Metzger. Peyton in the middle to Kinsey, and she is unable to get that one over.
And I think this is one of these things here early in the season. We're seeing them especially work out their timing, and that's one of the more difficult timings to work out between a setter and her middle hitter.
Metzger to Peyton, back row attack, Metzger. Handled by Faulkner. Outside attack, off some hands. Whiting gets it high for Peyton. Blocked on the attack by Boyd, and it results in a point for Faulkner, 13-11. The Lady Eagles lead. And we will see a substitution. Michaela Kinney entering for Boyd. Kinney entered in earlier in this match. And she gets an immediate attack, but blocked by Faulkner. 13-12, Faulkner has narrowed the gap. Brooks up high, Whiting there. Kinney gives the free ball. Faulkner in system now. Down the line, but outside of it, point for the Lady Eagles.
A fortunate error for the Lady Eagles to benefit from. Faulkner has a strong front row right now to contend with.
That'll put Whiting, Kinsey, and Kinney in the front row. The setter Peyton back to serve. Tight. Kinney. And a fourth contact there gives the point to the Lady Eagles. Excellent recognition there by Kinney.
Great read by Kinney.
Peyton to serve. Peyton took a deep breath before that serve. It paid off. Ace. I guess if you're going to be a Lady Eagles setter, you also need to be a good server. Following in the shoes of Faulkner.
Yeah, once
the
again.
announcer's jinx. But right, Faulkner
currently ranked #1 for the total number of aces all time
Right.
for the Eagles.
Short, handled by Kinsey. Metzger blocked from the back row.
A strong swing, but unfortunately just placed right there in the middle, within the range of a middle hitter, middle block.
Lady Eagles facing some adversity, but still lead in this fourth set, 16-14. They'll look to set up a good first offense here. Peyton, wide for Whiting, off some hands, surely. No. No touch given, and it's a point for Faulkner.
It's one of those that I think I could have.
I thought I saw a redirect.
Didn't see too much protest from the players, though. So.
No. Kinney gets the kill. And Lou will enter after a good sequence from Kinney, earning some valuable points for the Lady Eagles. They lead 17-15 in this fourth set. Faulkner looking to get in system with the attack, down. Andy Hart will head back to serve. Whiting with the swing. A set wide by Faulkner, off the block, but down on the Eagle side. And as this one is tied up 17-17, Coach Homan will call timeout. All right, we are rejoining you after that timeout from the Lady Eagles. It'll be Faulkner to serve. Brooks to Peyton. Metzger ends up giving the free ball. It's an overpass. Metzger pushes it deep, and she scores.
At
A
this
fortunate
point,
sequence there for the Eagles.
Yeah, at this point in a match, when you're in this fourth set, it's been tight, pretty close throughout the set. This turns in so often to a battle of the wills. Which team is able to win that mental battle of forcing that higher level of play, forcing energy levels when you don't feel like it?
Big swing there from Rudolph, and Faulkner scores. She'll exit for Jalen Strength. With the Lady Eagles trailing 2-1, but tied in this fourth, 18-18. Metzger up high to Peyton, back set for Whiting. Tipped over, and she scores.
Two smart plays back-to-back by the Lady Eagles. This is also the point, you know, when you're tired, having that increased court awareness is going to be even more important, because the opportunity to use those smarter plays that use less energy is going to become more significant as each team becomes more tired.
Anderson just a hair late, got a hand to the block, but it finds the court, and Faulkner ties it up 19-19. The overpass, Anderson there, up high for Metzger. Outside attack. Just lands down, point for Faulkner. They take the 2019 advantage. And a foot fault. Liberos trading foot faults in this fourth set. And that allows the Lady Eagles to tie it 20-20. Metzger to serve. Good serve. Handled though by Faulkner. Any touch given. Must have been off the block there of Anderson. And I don't think the Lady Eagles thought any of them touched it. And Metzger will go ask for an explanation.
I think it's just a pretty simple explanation of the official saw a touch on that ball. Players weren't aware of it.
The line judge on our side signaled touch very quickly, thinking it went off one of the Lady Eagles, and that gives the point to Faulkner. Double checking the score. Everything's good to go. And Faulkner serves. Doug, no. Ends as an ace for Faulkner. Lady Eagles need a side out here. Brooks up high to Payton. There it is for Anderson.
A bit wide of a hit, but a strong defensive read by Brooks, good serve receive, and a good set by Payton.
Timeout, Lady Eagles. All right, the Lady Eagles need to string together a couple of points quickly. They trailed 23-20 in this fourth set. Kinney to Payton. Back set for Anderson. A swing there, dug up by Faulkner. Attack on the right side. Off the block, point for Faulkner. Match point 24-20. Payton up high for Metzger. Blocked by Anderson.
Perfectly timed, perfectly placed block there.
And she'll head back to serve. And with that point, Faulkner will take a timeout, leading 24-21 in this fourth set. All right, 24-21. The Lady Eagles trail in this fourth set. They also trail 2-1. And it'll be the freshman Anderson to serve. A good one, handled by Faulkner. Off the block of Kinsey. Kinney, back to her. Still alive. A roll over. Whiting is there. Kinsey. And that one is out. 24-22.
Coming out of a timeout like that, you're asking a lot of a team, especially a team that's young like this, but the Lady Eagles certainly answered that call coming out of that timeout.
Here's Anderson. Ooh, a good short serve. Tossed up high. Peyton is there. Whiting across for Kinney. A good swing, and they score again.
Whiting just stepping right into.
Great set across court to Kinney, and she tooled the block to score. Anderson. Played by Faulkner. Deep, the Lady Eagles have a chance. Kinney. Deep, handled by Faulkner. Back set. Whiting keeps it alive. Metzger. It'll be a free ball by Peyton. Faulkner looks to end it here. In the middle, dug up by Anderson. Good swing by Kinney. Faulkner, another opportunity, and that one finally, unfortunately, ends this match. What a fight from the Lady Eagles. Faulkner takes this fourth set, 25-23.
Even that last point, even though it resulted in a loss for the Eagles, that was a lot of really good play. Even in that last point, a lot of great defense, strong swings.
We saw some resilience throughout this match. The Lady Eagles took that first set and back. What was something that you liked that you saw to the Lady Eagles this evening?
What I mentioned at the very beginning of the match, just the athleticism that this team presents. They are all over the place in a good way, eager to get to each and every one of those balls, and a lot of really good communication between the different players. So I think both of those are key takeaways for this match. There's a lot that the Lady Eagles can be proud of from the match.
That concludes the opening match here in the Nest. Thursday, the Lady Eagles will be heading to Bay Minette, Alabama to match up against the Coastal Alabama Coyotes. Then don't forget this Saturday, come back and join us for the Lady Eagles' second tri-match of the season starting at 2 p.m. Central Time. The Lady Eagles will host the Agnes Scott Scotties and the Trinity Baptist Eagles. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll hope to have you back with us again on Saturday.